Well, yes, Chris Wood's Greed and Fair, as always, coming up with new perspectives. When we look at the report, there are two main perspectives that we can highlight. So first, let's talk about the global scenario. What they're saying is that the extreme change in sentiment is what they're seeing in the US market from the investors as well as global fund manager. In fact, they have highlighted that biggest reduction in US equity exposure was ever seen in 24-year history of this survey. Other than that, they also believe that there will be a shift from US market to emerging markets. They believe that there will be a sell-off when US market will boom, and as a result this money will flow to markets like European market, Chinese market and other emerging markets. And there are two reasons. First is that they believe that allocation out of US market has already started, and second is that US still remains overvalued when we look at the growth of the stocks. Other than that, what they believe is that in terms of tariff changes, this is going to be a negative news because most of the countries' existing tariffs are higher than America. Lastly, when we look at Indian portfolio, they have done some kind of reject in the stock. So first, let's understand in terms of the real estate, they have actually reduced the position in Godrej Properties, and as a result they have increased their position in macrotech developers almost by 1 percentage point. Other than that, they are also saying that investment will be made in DLF Limited, and on the other hand, some stocks like Make My Trip will also be introduced in the list. And as a result, when we look at some other stocks like Axis Bank, they will be reducing the position from there. When we talk about stocks like Zomato, the new age stocks, there also they are being a little bullish. They will be adding the Zomato in their investment list, and they will be reducing the weightage of TSMC. Lastly, let's also not forget that they are saying that they will be adding the exposure to Reliance Industries almost by 2 percentage point, and as a result they will be reducing some exposure from HDFC Bank and SBI almost by 1 percentage point each. So definitely a new reject which is coming up on their long only India portfolio as well, and definitely a new view coming up almost for the globe as well as the Indian market. So on the back of this note, we will be watching out on these companies and see what happens and how it turns out for investors.
Okay, that's quite an interesting take coming in the latest Jefferies Greed and Fear note.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.